Hey, this is David Muriello. Welcome to The Real Deal on Dogs. I want to show you guys today how to get your dogs to sit still. Most of your dogs know how to sit, but they don't sit still. And sit actually, even though it is one of the most basic, awesome foundation behaviors for good manners, if your dog can't sit still, it's not going to do you any good. Alright? So I'm going to show you how to build from just sitting to sitting still. And I've got my beautiful pup Hazel here with me. We're going to demo this together. I've got her bowl of food here. Here you go. I want you guys to watch me at first, okay? Then I'll explain what I'm doing. But just pay attention to the details. I'm going to get her to stand up first. Come here. Good. Sit. Good. Good girl. I'm going to start counting. Now listen to the way that I count. 1, 2, 3. Good girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good girl. Okay, so if you're paying attention, you're noticing that what I'm doing is I'm adding time in between each reward. Good girl. And she happens to be great at this. Some of you dogs will be very fidgety at first, but I'm rewarding her every few seconds, good girl, for not moving, for holding that sit. And what this does is this builds an automatic hold onto the sit. What a good girl. She happens to be so good that I can look away from her, I can gesture with my hands, look at you, look back, and she's still sitting. Good girl. A lot of you guys are going to reach this point very quickly with your dogs, but some of you will need to do what I call speed feeding, which means if you have a really fidgety dog, a lot of little companion breeds like Yorkies and Malteses are like this, their butt's practically vibrating. If you have a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, their tail's wagging the whole time. They can't even sit. It's like lifting them up off the floor. But they can all learn this. They can all learn to sit still. What a good girl. That was a long one. Okay? And all I'm doing is I start with a sit, but instead of giving the reward right away when their butt hits the ground, I'm praising 2 seconds later and then giving the treat. Good girl. Then another 2 seconds later, you can give another one. Then another 2 seconds. For some of you, like I said, it could be every 1 second. And maybe you're bending down low over your dog and giving them the reward. That's okay. Whatever works to get your dog holding their butt onto the floor, okay? Then add time in between. So you saw me do 2, 4, 6 seconds, okay? Without counting out loud anymore, now I've done 10 or 15 seconds in between rewards with her. Good girl. Notice another thing, my hands are at my sides, I'm relaxed, I'm not holding the treats out in front of her the whole time. This is not yet a formal stay command. I'm going to teach you how to do that in a future episode. For now, all I want you to do is get your dog to sit, and then instead of giving them the treat right away when they sit, count to 2 and give them their first one. Watch me again with her. I'm going to do a series. Come here. Okay, sit. Good girl. 1, 2, 3. Good girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good girl. So I'm adding time in between, and she continues to win. What happens in the dog's mind is the dog says, wow, this sitting still is really working for me. As long as I don't move, good things keep happening. And this is a great thing to instill in your dog. I call it the auto hold on a sit. In other words, they learn to automatically, good girl, sit still. I'm not giving her any command at this point. It's an auto hold. Next time I'm going to teach you guys how to release them from a stationary position like this, and also how to add stay, where you can move away and the dog will still stay right where they are. For now, start with an auto hold, and your dog continues to get rewards as long as they don't get up. Good girl. If your dog does get up, just start them over again in a sit and start the cycle again. That sit with an automatic hold, you guys can practice this with any treat that your dog loves. With her, I'm using her dinner tonight. She's that kind of gal. But if your dog needs high motivation, use a higher value reward. Anything to get this behavior in. Awesome behavior. Have fun teaching it to your dogs. I'll see you guys next time. This is David Muriello. This is The Real Deal on Dogs.